My mother was a prostitute. My father was a pimp. I bet I got your attention now. All right, so it's sad, right, that I'm still getting phone calls like this, right? And so I'm going to try to wrap it up, and I'm going to try to be quick, but you know me, I'm long-winded, right? So I get a text message, I get a text message from my man, then he calls me, right? And when he calls me, he says, bring the guns. I'm 43 years old. He says, bring the guns. Now, let's rewind. Like, why is he even talking to me like this? Why is he even... Bring the guns, he says. First of all, I have to give condolences to him. I love him. I'm not going to put him on blast. I'm not going to say his name. But his son passed away, you know what I'm saying, due to a drug overdose. And he goes to some gathering where people are there to give respect to your kids. But he be drinking and he be living how he wants to live. That's why I haven't talked to you in 5 years. Because you live the way you want to live and you want to stay living that way. Okay, well, that's a separate issue. So somebody puts a knife to his throat. Right, so you're at an event where people are there to show their respect to your son, and somehow in your drunkenness and in your attitude and in whatever, my man pulls a knife out and puts a knife to your throat, right? And he's there with his people, and you there, however, boom, and then you reach out to me, right? You reach out to me. I'm 43 years old. Mind you, and this don't even really have nothing to do with it, but when I was 22 years old and sentenced to 15 and 17 years in prison, B, you weren't visiting me. You weren't taking care of my kids. You weren't doing nothing for me. But again, I'm going to leave that alone. The past is the past, B. I don't even think about that stuff. But you call me and you say, bring the guns. Like, yes, okay, I understand that was me. When I was 14, 15 years old, I was just known for that at a young age. I always carried guns. I always collected guns. It is what it is. Bro, I worked so hard. I worked so hard to come out of that street life. I just dropped a book recently, and yeah, this is definitely a book plug. I just dropped a book recently about the absolute severity of environment, mastering retention and recidivism prevention, and you calling me, telling me bring the guns. This is crazy to me that I'm 43, and then you in your 40s, B. You in your 40s. So you're in your 40s. Now I'm gonna say this because I know I'll be getting hyper. I'm gonna calm it down. I'm in my 40s, B. You in your 40s and you still live in a certain way and you still doing certain things. And bro, I try to be there for you and I try to offer you the little bit of advice that I have to offer, right? So I'm gonna keep it like this, right? I've already mastered the street life, B, right? My battles today, my fights today, you want me to get involved in your fights. My fights today are on a different level. Like my fights, like I'm my struggle and my fight today is like that humility thing. Like I'm working on being humble. You know what I'm saying? My fights is like that forgiveness thing. I'm working on forgiveness. You know, like my fights are different today. They're not the same fights when we were 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 in the streets. It's just a different fight, B. And I've already mastered the street life, B. I'm trying to master other things, B. I'm trying to master this husband thing. I'm trying to master this father thing, B. You reaching out to me as if it's like you don't care about your life. So you clearly don't care about my life. Cause you like, oh yeah, Nick, I see what you've been doing. I see what you've been working on. I see your progress and your growth. But yeah, I want you to throw all that away because I couldn't handle my liquor when at a place where people were going to give condolences to your son. And then you wonder why I blocked you, B, and haven't spoken to you for 5 years. I love you, dog, but you're still doing the same stuff. I love you, B. Anyways, at the end of the day, a plug for my book, The Absolute Severity of Environment, Mastering Retention and Recidivism Prevention. B, the whole book is about how we can come from the lives that we've lived and having the small mentalities that we have, and we can expand that mentality and we can think outside the box, and that it doesn't necessarily take money, because nowadays there's the websites and there's online, there's social media, there are people you can learn from, and you learn as best as you can from a distance, and you put those people who are successful, you put those practices into place, you put those principles into action on a daily basis, and you watch yourself start to slowly grow. It's definitely all about God. God says iron sharpens iron, and one of the places that you may need to be, if I'm speaking to you, my brother, which I am, right, I'm gonna tell you a few of the environments you need to be in, right? Like, you need to be in the church. I'm sorry to tell you, but you need to be in the church, right? You need to be around godly men, right? You need to even probably see a therapist, and I ain't knocking that. Like, I see a therapist today. Like, you need to get some help. You need to also deal with drug addiction and alcoholism. Like, you need to get help in that area as well. Bro, there's environments that you need to put yourself into so you can maximize who you are, B. You have a great heart and you're a loyal individual, B. You're a loyal individual, but because you ain't living your life right, man, don't be reaching out to me trying to drag me down, bro, because all you're doing is showing me how much you don't love me, how much you're not there for me. So it is what it is, man. I love you. I love you. And man, when you ready to do things the right way, B, and you really want some help in that direction, I got you. Like, I got you. But outside of that, B, if you're gonna stay on the track you on, bro, you could lose my number. You could lose my number, because I don't need friends like that. I don't. I appreciate you. I love you. Peace.